My name's Steve Kassar. I'm the Communications Manager for Simcoe Grey MPP Brian Saunderson. It's always a privilege to be back in this beautiful facility. To get us started today, I'd like to call upon Deputy Mayor of the town of Wasaga Beach, Tanya Snell, to handle our land acknowledgement.
Thank you. The town of Wasaga Beach acknowledges it is located upon the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe people of the Three Fires Confederacy. We also acknowledge that the people of the Wyandot Nation also inhabited these lands. We acknowledge that these nations were sovereign nations, existing before the arrival of settlers. We respect the spiritual interconnection among these nations to the land and to the water. We also acknowledge that waterways near us have a long history predating European arrival. Since time immemorial, waterways were the lifeblood of the indigenous people by trade and hunting routes. We are dedicated to inclusivity of First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people in our future stewardship of the land and the longest freshwater beach in the world. In the spirit of reconciliation, we welcome the opportunity of learning to be sustainable caretakers of the land and waterways for all future generations. Make wish and thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. And now I'd like to call upon Simcoe Grey MPP Brian Saunderson.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for taking time to join us on this nice snowy day. We are having winter up here, which is really one of the beauties of our region and something that we should celebrate, although we might have to put on an extra pair of socks or two. It's wonderful to be here, and I have a bit of a sense of deja vu. I think I was here probably less than 14 months for the opening of this spectacular facility, and then we were here less than a year ago in March for the announcement of the K-12 Catholic school in this area. And today we're here with another great announcement and another demonstration of how our government in this province is partnering with our municipalities to make sure that you have the best conditions to make sure that you grow in a responsible, sustainable, and resilient way. And so we have our fund, the Housing Enabling Core Systems funding. And today I'm announcing that the town of Wasaga Beach is getting $10.9 million in order to rebuild Beach Street, Beach Road, Beach Drive, to enable the redevelopment of your beautiful beachfront property and to enable the growth of over 3,000 new homes in your community. And this is one of the fastest growing communities in the riding of Simcoe Grey. So we understand the pressures that brings. We've seen this government step to the plate in terms of, I think, some of the 4 key pillars for our communities. And that is hospital services. So the Collingwood Hospital is moving forward with their development. Education, we know we've talked about schools, making sure you have core infrastructure to enable, and also making sure that we're taking care of our economic development by creating jobs. And you may be familiar with the big announcement down in Alliston, $15 billion for the expansion of the Alliston plant for EVs and battery facilities. So this is part of our plan to make sure that all our communities in Ontario grow in a way that is measured and sustainable. We know that small communities, or smaller communities, there is life beyond Highway 9, north of Highway 9. And this is a big province. And we have 444 municipalities, and we have to make sure that each one of those municipalities gets the attention it needs to grow and thrive. And Wasaga Beach is certainly a thriving community. And I want to congratulate Mayor Smith and his council, as well as your senior staff. Your application was remarkable. It floated to the top. I can tell you that for every application that was successful, there were probably 10 that were not. And so I would like to give a big round of applause to Mayor Smith, your council, and your senior staff for making sure that this happens. And it's an example of how this government wants to partner with our municipalities, again, to make sure that we create the winning conditions so that your communities continue to thrive wherever they are in this beautiful province. So with that being said, I'm going to hand the microphone back over to Mr. Kassar. Thank you very much, everyone. I look forward to chatting.
Thank you, Brian. And now I'd like to call another Brian to the podium, Mr. Mayor Brian Smith.
Well, thank you, Steve, and thank you, Brian. It's a great day, another great day for Wasaga Beach. And as the mayor, I couldn't be more proud to stand before you today and to acknowledge all of the people that have worked so hard to make great things happen, along with this council, some previous councils, task forces, committees of council. And of course, we're very fortunate in this term of council to have an MPP who understands and really wants this area to thrive. And Brian, thank you so much for all your hard work and dedication, not only to Simcoe Grey, but to Wasaga Beach. Brian also pointed out, with respect to this application, how it floated to the top, and that is absolutely all because of the great staff that we have in the town of Wasaga Beach, many of which are here today to join us to celebrate in this success. And I can't say enough about our senior staff and all staff from top to bottom in this community and how hard they work to make your community the absolute best it can be each and every day. So please, a big round of applause again for our staff. You know, none of this is possible without building relationships. Building relationships with other levels of government, building relationships with developers, building relationships with each and every individual in this community that is willing to work together. And I am proud to stand here before you today and say we not only have a high school starting, but now we've got 10.95153, I believe is the number, Brian. These are the numbers I'll never forget, to help us to raise Beach Drive and to create a downtown proper here in Wasaga Beach and to redevelop the area of our town, the heart and lungs, as we like to call it, to make Wasaga Beach the best place it can be each and every day for all of us to live, work, learn, and play. I also want to thank each and every one of you who on a regular basis cares and is committed to our community for being here today to be a part of this. We'd like to invite everybody. We don't have a room big enough. But for the folks here in the room, thank you very much for being here. Thank you for being a part of this. And we look forward to much more great growth and positive future for Wasaga Beach. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And now I'd like to call upon Basil Clark, the Warden of the County of Simcoe. Mr. Clark.
Thank you, and thank you for inviting me here today. Whenever we see this kind of success in Simcoe County, especially Wasaga Beach is one of our fastest growing municipalities, and the sky is the limit here. And when we look across Simcoe County, we've got 5 great MPPs that are all high-profile MPPs, but I'm here to tell you none of them has worked harder for Simcoe County than Brian Saunderson. You were a county councillor. You understand how Simcoe County works. You understand the importance of these small communities. You've been a wonderful spokesman for us. And this kind of money is going to be crucial with the plans ahead, allowing not only more houses, but an improvement to the beach. That's what draws people to this area. It's a wonderful tourist town. Anything we can do to promote that area. And partnerships, you mentioned it, Mayor Smith. When councils work together and when we work with the county and we work with the province, these kind of partnerships really bring home the goods. They improve everybody's lives and the entire area. I'm a little pushed for time today, so I won't be able to join you for a swim on the beach today, but I'll set aside some time in July and August maybe to come over and see some of the new work. So thanks again, MPP Saunderson, and absolute congratulations to the town of Wasaga Beach. This is a wonderful announcement.
Thank you, Warden Clark. This is truly a terrific Tuesday when we get to squeeze in 2 huge announcements in one day. And with that, I'd like to ask MPP Saunderson to return to the podium.
Just when you thought you got rid of me, eh? What will a politician do to get in front of a mic? So, yes, this is Super Tuesday. And in fact, it's a $100 million day in Simcoe Grey today. And the town of Wasaga Beach is getting over 70% of that. Because I'm here to announce that Wasaga is going to have a Simcoe County District High School at a cost of $59.3 billion, $1 million. That's the next school. And it will have over 1,100 students. And I can tell you, as a resident of this area, all three of my boys went to CCI in Collingwood. And it was fun in the winter because when the kids had a rivalry in hockey or another sport, the school would vibrate on the day that Wasaga was playing Collingwood, whether it was here or in Collingwood. But having your own high school, your own community hub, is such a critical piece. And as Mayor Smith has told me repeatedly, probably more than 100 times, Wasaga Beach is one of the community of its size, the only communities of its size in Ontario that does not have a high school. And following up on the announcement of last March, when Minister Lecce was here, you're now going to have 2. So from 0 to 2 high schools. And when I was at an earlier announcement, just to show you how organic and critical these type of institutions are for our youth and for our communities, and making sure that we can keep our children here, that they can have careers here and they can continue to live here. We were up in the town of Blue Mountains, and their communications manager is a resident of Wasaga Beach, grew up in Wasaga Beach, went to CCI, and we talked about how important it is, while he enjoyed his education at CCI, it was a barrier for extracurricular sports, extracurricular activities, dances, events, all those things that emanate from a high school and keep your local community here, he had to go to Collingwood for. And so that's no longer going to be a barrier for your students that are already here and for the many generations of students that will be coming here. So not only will they get a best-in-class education, they'll be able to do it in their own community where they can take full advantage of the enhanced programs and extracurricular activities that they were not able to until these schools were put here. So congratulations, and I also want to say congratulations to Superintendent Don Stevens and Trustee Mike Foley for all your hard work in making this happen. They put forward a great business case. It was identified, I think it's your second priority in the last go around, and you had all your boxes crossed so that the location was there, everything was in place, and it made for a very easy decision for Minister Dunlop and her team to make today a reality. So $59.3 million plus your 10.9 brings you to, oh geez, I should have paid more attention to math, but I think it's probably close, it's over $70 million. And it really is a reflection of the vibrancy of your community, the dynamism of your community, and the great things to come. So congratulations, everyone.
Thank you, Brian. And if Mayor Smith would return to the podium, please.
Wow. What a day for Wasaga Beach, isn't it? I want to thank Premier Ford and the Conservative government, MPP Saunderson, again, for all your hard work and dedication. You and I have had conversations probably ad nauseum over a high school over the years. I also want to thank Minister Lecce and Minister Dunlop. What does this say to us here in Wasaga Beach? It says that the Ford government gets it. They understand the importance of community first and foremost. You know, this community has fought for many, many years for a high school. I think the ARC process, the first one started back in 2009. And it has been my fight as your mayor, I'm proud to say, and of my last term of council and this term of council, as a team to fight hard to bring high schools to Wasaga Beach for our children. And we can stand here today along with our staff who have also done a great job in both boards and hold our heads high and say the future is bright for the kids of Wasaga Beach, and we should all be very happy for that. But that doesn't happen without, again, a provincial government who truly gets it and understands it. When they hear the stories of Wasaga Beach being the largest community in the province without a high school, they hear it, and they hear it loud and clear. And when I had, along with council and staff, these meetings with these ministers and their deputies, they were shocked. And one actually indicated, appalled, that this is where we were today. 25,000 people and no high school. But it doesn't matter anymore, because all that matters is the future is bright for our students. And I want to thank everyone who has been a part of this over the years, the high school task force. I see the co-chair, Lorraine Gruzek, is with us today. Lorraine, to that team and to you, thank you so much. And I want to congratulate Trustee Foley for all your hard work and dedication on this, Mike. You know, you've been a trustee now in this area for 2 years, and the one thing I can say is from day one, your boots hit the ground and you haven't quit running, and you haven't quit pushing and fighting, and we appreciate that. And to Director Stevens, congratulations, first of all. Good to have a bright, smiling face. Look forward to getting together and having some conversations so we can determine now what further we can do as the town of Wasaga Beach to help your board as well, to continue to not only open this great school, but to make it the best it can possibly be. So we look forward to those relationships. We look forward to the future. Again, Brian, thank you so very much to you and your team for all your hard work. And ladies and gentlemen, again, the future is bright for our kids. The future is bright for our community. I want to thank my council, which I could not be more proud to be your mayor, for all your hard work and dedication as well. And again, to our staff, thank you very much. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Smith. And now I'd like to call Don Stevens, the Director of Education, Simcoe County District School Board, to the podium. Stevens.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you, MPP Saunderson, for the invitation to be here today and to celebrate this wonderful announcement. The Wasaga Beach Secondary School project has been in the works, as mentioned, for well over a decade, and today's funding announcement is certainly something to celebrate. We are grateful for the efforts of our Board of Trustees, including Chairperson Dana Powell, former Chairperson Jody Lloyd, and the strong advocacy, as mentioned, of our local trustee, Mike Foley. The Simcoe County District School Board staff have worked extremely hard to put forward a compelling business case, resulting in this wonderful welcome news for the board and for the students and families of Wasaga Beach. We are thankful that the Ministry of Education has recognized our strong business case and supported our efforts. We have secured a site and design and eagerly look forward to our continued positive work with the town of Wasaga Beach and the much-needed secondary school. The new Wasaga Beach Secondary School will accommodate over 1,100 students, and a school of this size will allow the Simcoe County District School Board to offer students a broad range of programs, athletics, and opportunities to continue to learn and grow in their community here of Wasaga Beach. I thank you all for your continued support of the Simcoe County District School Board. Thank you again to the town of Wasaga Beach and to MPP Saunderson for making this a reality. Thank you.
And that concludes our program for this terrific Tuesday. If you wish to interview the folks who spoke at the podium, you can do so. For the media, you can do so away from the podium. Thank you very much for attending.